Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your girl, Bobbi Dean. Thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of Bobbi's World. But guess what? Today's episode is going to be a little bit different because we are back, but now we are at season 2. Thank you so much to all of our viewers and listeners for supporting us thus far. And thank you for tuning in because we have some new content for you guys, including new co-hosts. And before we get started, let's just shout everybody out. Thank you to our wonderful engineer. Make sure to follow him, Mr. Huck, and then our videographer, ODIN'S Creations, and our amazing makeup for today. Make sure to follow her if you're in the LA area for your makeup needs, Reese Poo. And now our lovely co-host for our episode of season 2. Yes, let's welcome Mayra of It's Beyond the Moon.
Hi.
Please tell the viewers where and listeners where they can follow you online.
So they could follow me at every platform at It's Beyond the Moon or my website at itsbeyondthemoon.com.
Yes, and please let them know what it is that you do.
So I'm a tarot and oracle card reader. And so I do a lot of live readings as well. And I also do YouTube and Instagram readings.
Hey, there we go, guys. So make sure to hit her up for all of your needs. And welcome back to our co-host, Miss Ginnie Mae. Yes.
Hey. I'm back.
Yes, season 2, baby. Woo, woo. Let them know where they can follow you.
You can follow me at Ginnie Mae Trias. That's GINNIEMAETRIAS. And you can also follow my new page, my bikini page. It'll be milkandhoney.bikinis, and my website will be coming soon, so stay tuned.
Please make sure to follow because, oh, honey, I can't give you guys all the details, but we got some fire. We collaborated on some stuff, and I think you guys are going to like it. Yes. Now, Miss Mayra, talk to us about, now you said tarot readings and oracle readings. Mm-hmm. Can you explain to our viewers and listeners the difference between those?
So the difference is a tarot reading is just very direct. Mm-hmm. It tells you what you should work on and kind of gives you a guideline to your life. Okay. And oracle is just the messages that I connect with, like my higher self and my guides. And I just see messages through the cards, and that's I'll give you the message. So I just do it all intuitively.
Now, how long have you been doing this for?
Oh, a really long time. So I've been intuitive since I was very young. I think my first connection with spirit, I was 5 years old. Wow. And so I always kind of did my intuitive path. And then I started reading when I was 18, but professionally a few years ago. Yeah.
Now, when you were a child and you realized that you had these gifts, did it frighten you? Was it something that you could speak openly about?
Oh, not at all. It was actually very scary, but my parents are actually Catholic, so that was the hardest thing for me.
Okay.
So it was hard because I felt so alone, and I didn't know if it was the right thing to do because I came from a Catholic background.
Now, now that you're a little bit older, do they know that you have chosen this for a profession?
Yes, they do. They know that.
Like more accepting?
Yes, because I just told my parents, I'm like, it's not bad. I work with the angels, and that's how my guides are. And who I connect with, so it's not bad.
Have you ever had to like pass on a message to them that you're like, oh great, how are they gonna take this?
Yeah, and my mom freaks out. She's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, well, I mean, my grandma kind of is next to you, and she said hi, and then she's like, what?
Oh my god.
I'd be like, stop. Wait. Yeah. But a lot of my family actually, they're very intuitive.
Oh,
my sister's intuitive, my niece is the same way. So it's just, we all know, but it's that kind of like that secret that no one really wants to talk about.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah. I mean, do either of your parents say like, okay, you got it maybe like from one of our relatives, or no, they really have no clue, or like?
I believe my mom thinks it's from her side of the family, but they say that it's like, it's a gift from God. And I'm like, well, it is.
Yeah.
Differently.
Yeah. Don't you, like, at least for me over the years, I've always been into this type of stuff, but I feel like within the last few years, it's become a little bit more open. Wouldn't you agree? Or do you feel like you've kind of maybe had a different experience where for you kind of found more of a group or something to be more open about it with?
I do believe that now everyone's a little bit more, like, it's more mainstream.
Yes.
So it's a little bit easier.
Yeah.
And people actually, they're like, wait, it's not so scary and
Yes.
it's not you're not
Yeah.
worshiping the devil or anything
Yes.
crazy.
Oh my God, that is
Basically
the biggest
connecting with
misconception.
yourself.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that also affects your dating life?
Yeah.
Because like, okay, for instance, like me, like I'm Dominican, so in our
Yeah.
culture a lot of the people are, you know, by I guess you could say culturally Catholic or Christian, but predominantly Catholic. And then of course we have like our African side where we practice like Santeria and stuff like that. So some of the concepts will be kind of similar and stuff, and then there's other stuff, but like there are certain people that are, they look at it that way, like, oh my God, you guys worship the devil and everything, and it's like, no, like it's just, it's a different part of the culture. It's just literally like accepting different type of gifts and embracing it, really. But
Yeah, I feel the
Yeah.
same way. And especially a lot of my family is still very religious. So they're like, oh my God, is she worshiping the devil? I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah, you're
"You
like,
technically
no, what
don't
the
even
hell?"
believe in that. But
Yeah.
yeah.
That's crazy. But the reason that I asked about you like with the dating and stuff is because like how I was saying, like since I'm Catholic and then because of our culture in Santeria, like there's a lot of like saints and religious images in my home, and like I've dated people that they're kind of like, ooh, when they see that, and I'm like, relax, like your picture's not gonna end up here, like relax. But you know, people are always kind of funny when it comes to that stuff, so that's why I was wondering, like, have you had any funny situation like that where a guy was like, did you put a spell on me?
Oh my
Like,
God, yes.
and then like, man, let's
That
chill.
was me asking you the other day. I'm
Yeah,
like, give
everyone-
me something for
You're
that.
like, help.
Oh,
No, yeah. Everyone says that. Either like, did you put like, why can't I stop thinking of you? I was like, well, that's because you're talking to a witch and that's what happens.
And you're like, honey, you know, the energy is just,
Yeah.
it's not replaceable
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah. And then before, because I'm in a relationship now, but before when
good.
I was dating and I was online and I was like talking to different people or whatever, I was talking to them and it was just so weird. And they would be like, oh, you're doing tarot? And I'm like, yeah. They're like, can I have a reading? I'm like,
Whoa, really?
No.
Hold up. So men wanted free services. Oh my
services,
God.
yeah, it was so
I would have
weird.
never imagined like men to be more open about it. Because, you know, you usually hear about women. Like women were very like, oh, I believe in this stuff. And, you know, we're just, I don't know. I guess we're open to receiving those type of messages. But
Yeah.
that's wild. Men are asking you to do their
They would ask me
tarot
to do
readings and a date.
Yeah, exactly. Either, hey, can I get a tarot reading? Or they would ask me like, they would tell me like, wait, are you gonna know everything about me? And I was
Oh
like,
my
all right,
God.
next. Or like just like weird things, like, yeah. So I was like, I don't know what I should do, but yeah.
Have you ever like not dated someone, but you're like, but before this ends real quick, let me just say something to you. Like, have you had to pass something on?
No, I haven't, because
Not
I
yet.
try not to connect with them like that,
Mm-hmm.
just because I think it's kind of like an invasion
Mm.
of privacy. So I feel like I'll get messages like, hey, you shouldn't really talk to this person, but I'm really good with energy because, you know, I'm an
Yeah.
empath as well. So
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. Pretty
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Yeah. So what are some like a little breakdown of the services that people could probably book you for?
So I just do guided readings right now.
Mm-hmm.
I also do Reiki, which is just like an energy healing.
Mm.
But that's what I'm doing right now. Is just pretty much that, just
Okay.
readings.
And for that, is that a service that people could contact you online and just do like that virtually? Or can people also book like an in-person session with you? What are the different options?
Locally, yes. But I also always either do a Skype, phone call, or sometimes I just do a video. So
Okay.
they could just contact me and they're like, okay, I just want a 30-minute video and I need 4 questions or just a guidance within my life. So then I just send them the video after I record that.
Oh, that's pretty
Yeah,
awesome.
so it's really easy.
Yeah, I like that. Okay. And then all of this information is available on like your Instagram and your website.
Yes,
All that?
definitely.
Okay, cool. Nice. So tell us, what do we have in store for today? What are we going to do?
Well, we're going to give you a reading, right?
Oh, yes.
See,
Okay.
a general
Now,
reading.
a general reading. Now, if people want something different, what would the other option be as opposed to like a general reading? Just for the people that don't know like the breakdown.
So they could do a different topic. So they could just say, hey, can you just focus on my career? Can you focus on my love life? Or just any topic is really easy for me to just kind of hone in.
Do you prefer those type of sessions, or are you comfortable with the general readings? Like either one, you enjoy them?
I enjoy all of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because either way, I'm going to deliver whatever messages I have from spirit.
That's good.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. right. Well, what do you normally have to do to prepare for your sessions with people?
I meditate, and then I just kind of hone in and just ground myself, and then I just connect with spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever had like maybe after a reading where you're just kind of like, oh wow, that was a lot. Like that was a lot to process.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's a lot, but now I think that happened earlier when I was barely starting. I didn't know how to just kind of disconnect, and now I do. So sometimes it's very heavy, but I know how to disconnect and just let it go and then come back and ground myself.
For that, would the process be similar to how you get prepared for it? Do you also have to meditate to unwind as well, or
No, sometimes I just either do not a meditation, like a cleansing bath or a ritual like that.
Weren't you talking about cleansing baths?
we
too?
were talking about that because I was
They're the
telling her
best.
like in my culture we also do like just different baths. Like of course you could have a love bath, whether it's to just like do more self-love, or whether it's just kind of like, hey, maybe things have been dry in your love life, so you need to attract people or whatever. Or like what I was telling her, I'm like, I'm all about the money and the business, so I'm like, a money bath. Let's get that money coming in and stuff like that. So that's what she's talking about. That I'm all for those are really
they're the
important.
best. Mhm.
With those, what would you recommend to people? Like, how often would you say people should try those out?
I like to work with the moon.
The moon?
Mhm.
Okay.
So it just depends. For releasing, just make sure that it's on a full moon, and then you kind of release everything. And if you want something that you want, say, to come into your life, like you want love or money or anything to do with career, I would do that on the new moon.
On a new moon.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Just like how you did your thing on the new moon.
Yeah.
Hey, so new moon, new beginnings type of thing. There we go.
And the full moon is releasing.
Yeah.
Full moon releasing. Yes. Take notes, guys. And can we please just mention that once again, this is not just for women, this is for everybody. Like,
Yes.
wouldn't you say that this is something that people should practice, almost kind of like just like healthy eating and like gym life and stuff? Like, this is for the soul, for the spirit, for the like, I don't know, I just kind of feel like this is something that everyone should kind of check up on, like, even if they're learning about it. No? Or
Oh, absolutely. I feel like they need to ground themselves, and it all depends on you. If you're not grounded, if you're not happy, then all you're going to get from life is just negativity. So as long as you're positive and you're having good energy, that's what you're going to promote and attract. Mhm.
Yeah, see? Energy doesn't lie. Like, I know a lot of people try to say that and stuff, but it's like, like sometimes maybe you could enter a room and you're just kind of like, oh, like, what is that little shift? Like, that's what we're talking about, guys. Like, it matters. So that's why it's like little things like this help you to kind of get grounded, how you said, and just kind of like, maybe recharge and, I don't know, get the good vibes rolling.
Yeah.
Need that little extra push sometimes.
And then everyone has intuition, and it's just like kind of in life. So everyone sometimes is just at a different level, and that all depends on your soul if you believe in reincarnation. So for me, it could just be a little bit easier because in many lifetimes I've done this. But we all have intuition. So as long as you work your intuition, you're fine. You're going to be good. Because we always have that voice in your head that you're like, wait, I should have made a right instead of a left, and I got out of that accident. So that's your intuition.
What are some ways, like some tips that you could give for people that want to like work on their intuition, like to improve that?
I would say meditate.
Meditate.
Yes, meditate. That's a big part, and saying no and having like self-care first and taking care of yourself. Because without that, you're not going to have anything else. And if you're a people pleaser...
Oh, girl.
It's so good, yeah. And if you're a people pleaser... Because that was always me. I was like, oh, I always wanted to help.
Me.
Yeah.
As a Libra,
yes.
that's me. I care too much.
Yeah.
Caring too much. I feel you.
But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, that is caring, and you should care about yourself. More.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes if you already made plans with a friend and you don't want to go, it's okay to say no and say, hey, I'm going to stay home and take care of myself because I needed to recharge.
Yeah.
Girl, yes, I feel you.
Yeah.
1,000%. Yeah. All right. Well, what do you say we get into this reading?
Let's do it.
Yes. Okay, so normally how do you start off with your sessions?
So you just said you wanted a general reading, so I could just see what I get.
Okay.
And what spirit tells me to. I just like channel spirit and see what. I'm getting nervous. Sorry. And see what I get, any messages that come through, and then you could actually ask me questions too if you want to go. Like if I have a specific topic, you're like, wait, I want to know more about that. I could see what I get.
Okay. All right.
Are you excited?
Are you ready to receive your message?
Girl, yes. I'm nervous. I'm like, what's the message? Whoa. Oh, girl, we put in a business out there. So, all right, let's see. And then, okay, so like another thing. So you use, for instance, cards. How do you go about choosing what cards you use for your session?
Spirit will tell me.
Like which ones to choose for that person and stuff?
I just automatically will know exactly which one.
Oh, is it like a little vibe that you're just like, oh, okay, this feels right? Or like, is it just, I don't know, anything else, like an energy?
Different things. So sometimes it's a vibe or an energy, or sometimes I'm like, okay, I want to use this one. And then I accidentally grab a different one and I'm like, oh, okay, then this was meant to be. So that's how I do it. Yeah.
Okay.
That book is the same.
All right. All right, let's see. Let's go for it. Let's get into it.
Okay, so I'm going to move this. So just general?
Yeah, let's do a general reading.
All right. Are you nervous?
I'm excited.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm excited. We'll see how I feel as it's going on, though.
And then you could ask a question.
Okay.
Get closer. So you could ask a question in your head. You don't have to tell me.
Good.
And
okay.
see if it comes out. So hopefully it's not too loud. So I don't know anything about you, right? So
yes. Okay. Yes. That's also really important for everyone to know beforehand. Like Mayra and I, this is actually our first time meeting in person. We literally just spoke briefly online to just kind of set this up for the podcast. So she doesn't know anything about me really, other than just kind of my name and that I have this podcast and that she was coming on and we were gonna chop it up in front of you guys and kind of do something along these lines. But that's kind of it. So nobody gave her any type of information on me, and how you even heard her, you know, she said like, I'm not telling her my questions. Ooh, stuff's already coming out. Hopefully good.
It's good.
Oh.
All right.
Being that you were my best friend, like I was so eager to let her know like who you were and as a person, because she's a Virgo too. So
what? Virgo?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm dating a
Turn
Virgo.
up. Oh yes. How's that? How's that?
It's
Can
so
we
good.
talk about it?
Yeah,
I was like,
we can talk
okay,
about
all right.
it.
How do you like it? I've dated two other Virgos like myself and stuff like that. I love it.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I'm like, yes, we
I
get
love
each
it.
other.
Yeah. I love it. I honestly, it's the best. I'm an Aquarius.
Oh,
So I
okay.
feel like air and a Virgo, since you guys are Earth, will be very good. Because air, we're very like out there and kind of, we need someone to like ground us. So that's where the Virgos come along.
Oh, nice.
I love it. Definitely, it's good.
How'd you guys meet?
Online.
Online? Oh shit, nice. Did you tell him like straight off the bat, like, hey, this is what I do, or?
Yes. And he loved it.
Really?
I told him
Ooh.
everything right away. It's like a whole different podcast if you want to talk about it. It's a whole about it, like twin flames and everything. And he pretty much felt exactly like I felt. And it's so weird for a guy to say that. Like he just came in and he's like, whoa, like I just feel so comfortable. It's kind of like I already knew who you were, and I was just waiting for you. I was like, what?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yes.
that's cute.
Love it. That's
and you
good.
could definitely see her, like the glow in her is a lot different
Really?
since she's met this
I
guy.
love
I've
it.
seen it.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
amazing. Congratulations for you.
Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you.
And he's totally supportive of everything.
Oh yeah, he loves it. Yeah, he
that's
was the one that
good.
was like, "Hey, do this full time. You're meant to do this." I'm like, "Okay."
You're like,
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah.
I love it. That's good. Good for you. Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So let's see.
Oh.
So it looks like you're definitely planning a lot, and it feels like you might have a lot on your plate right now. But there's kind of, the angels are saying like, okay, it's going to be good. You just have to be a little patient, because I feel like you're patient. I feel like you're
That
patient.
stare was loud. Damn. Let me live.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like your patience are definitely not there.
Yeah, I'm tired.
Yeah. But you need, just be patient because you are going to get it. You just have to just plan a little bit more. Are you all over the place?
Girl, yes, right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Yes.
Just be grounded and then also just kind of make a plan. I feel like they're just telling you just to make a plan. Even in the morning, just wake up, just maybe get tea or coffee and start writing a plan. Yeah.
Okay.
I like this.
Yeah.
It's
Are
just
you
reassuring
dating someone?
everything.
Oh, girl. I mean, possibly. I don't know. Why? What you see in there?
It feels like you're going to meet someone soon. Oh, yeah. Oh, maybe. Is he a Leo?
No.
It has
Do you
to
know
be like
any
a
Leo?
fire sign. Do you know a fire
He is a
sign?
fire sign, but he's not a Leo.
He's
but
an Aries.
The other fire.
Oh, he's a Sag?
Girl, yeah.
Good luck. Just kidding.
No, it's okay. I get along with Sages. I get along with them. We cool.
He has to have Leo in him, though.
Possibly. There's cockiness.
Yeah.
Cockiness.
Because you got the power card, and that just feels... There's something...
If you don't turn around, Huck is just like, we got to the good part. Yeah. He's like, she's on it.
And what's up with his eyes? Are you super attracted to his eyes?
No. But, girl, you about to get me in my feelings. I don't need to, when there's something with the eyes.
There's something with the eyes because
his eyes.
Yeah, his eyes are very prominent, and I think that's where you're like, okay, I know who you are when I see those eyes.
All right, whatever. Go ahead.
Okay,
What else?
but it's good. It's a good foundation, and it looks like you are going to achieve everything that you want because look at the card.
Okay.
Okay,
All right, show them. What does
okay.
it say? Okay. All right, guys. You see that? Miss Bobby won't be talking about dry little tiny violins over here. No love. It's looking promising, y'all. 2020. We in here.
And your solar plexus and sacral looks really good. So, sexually, it's better? Sorry, it's going to be very, I don't know how.
Sex is good.
Okay. Yeah, so.
Let's hope this man don't see this. Yeah.
It's good. It's definitely good. So you're going to be good in that department for sure. I feel like maybe before you were like, oh my God, maybe that's where you played it off and you were like, man, this sucks. But with this guy, you're like, oh, okay. Whoa.
Okay, a little bit. Yeah.
So that's good because that's also a good, it all with your sacral chakra, it grounds you and it kind of aligns all your chakras. So you have to be balanced.
I don't just be talking about sex for nothing, y'all. You see,
Exactly.
that shit puts you in a mood. You're just happier. Everyone gets the thumbs up all day. It's, good vibes.
And then you could manifest even more.
Oh, I like that.
Because you're grounded and you're working. Sexual power has a lot to do with it. So just sexually, if you're,
like happy and pleased, then it kind of
it just
gets
brings
you.
everything.
Oh, see, guys, maybe
Is
that's
that
why I care
like
about love.
in general,
Right, like
for
for
everyone?
everyone?
Because,
Yeah, like a good tip.
Okay.
Girl, about to go home and just,
Right.
Yeah, so
bring
it's
the good vibes.
Yeah, it's good
Okay.
because it's you're just gonna be grounded. That's like your root chakra. So everything just kind of hones into that.
Okay,
Yeah.
I like it.
So
Yes.
let's see. Oh, okay. So your finances are gonna change, but
In a good way?
In a good way.
Okay.
Yeah, because it feels like you're gonna achieve everything that you like. All the little seeds that you've been planting, like they're all gonna get. It feels like maybe around. Do you have a project around summer or fall?
No, not
No?
that I like. Not that I have like set in stone or anything.
Something will happen. Maybe in 5 months. But it feels like like fall, summer. That's where everything you're gonna see all the changes.
Oh.
And then you have memories of love in reverse. So I feel like you still kind of go back into maybe some relationships that you've had and kind of like you're really in your
you. Damn. Just burning right here. Okay. Yeah.
yeah, like but you're gonna let that go. Like that's already because of this guy here. A little Sag. What else? Do you have any questions for me?
So far you're hitting
no,
it,
what
but
is
just
that?
for sure, just anything that they could see that maybe I need to work on. I know you told me patience for sure.
And stop having fear.
God damn it. I think we all have fear.
Yeah. And maybe stop overthinking so much.
Jesus, yo. look, okay, as Virgos, we worry.
I know.
We worry a lot.
You guys
We
do.
give ourselves gray hair. It's not our fault. We worry about everyone and everything, and then ourselves, and then it's just worry. So yeah.
Yeah, but
okay.
take care of yourself. And then there's gonna be a couple of options, maybe 2, maybe 3. They're gonna come
Options
soon.
for what are we talking about?
Not romantically.
Okay, I was like, wow.
No.
I was like, girl, I got a lot on my plate. I can't
No.
juggle these men.
No. It feels like it's gonna be more financially or like
Oh.
job. Maybe you can have a few options that are gonna be.
Ooh.
Maybe that's gonna be in the summer, in the fall.
Oh,
got a lot going
okay.
on.
Yeah, just choose wisely. See what's gonna be
Oh.
good for the long run. Not what looks good. I feel like it's not what looks
Okay.
good right now, but what's gonna look better in the future.
gotcha.
Yeah, positive movement forward. So everything looks really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think when it comes to your path and what you're doing, that's going to set you free. And that's why you have like the divine purpose. This is what you're meant to do. And I feel like in the past you haven't, and you're like, what's my direction? Like, I want to do this and this and that. But
Yeah.
your guys are like, no, like you pretty much already know where you should be going. So stop focusing on the other things.
Okay. Well, shoot. It's out to the 9 to 5. We out.
Yeah.
No, watch them be listening like, oh, you're
See?
leaving us, huh?
Your root chakra, so you got sacral. So all the 3 chakras are good. So that's all sexual. You're good.
You said all sexual. Damn. This show, I
That's
tell
the-
you, it's not PG-13, guys.
Yeah. And that's, if you have this one, if you're balanced, you're good.
Really?
Everything is aligned.
Oh, yes.
And that's why, because Virgos are good. They're like grounded. And that's like the hardest one for me.
The root chakra?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Because I'm always like up in, because I'm so intuitive. I'm like, oh, my
Yeah,
crown
yeah.
chakra is like lit, and my, my third eye and everything. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's where I need to work on. But yours looks good.
Oh, nice. How can people find out what chakra they need to work on? What's something that they can maybe look into for that?
You'll actually you could start noticing health wise, which is funny.
Really?
So sometimes you have like a sore throat or like your throat hurts, and that means that you're not speaking your truth. So you're holding a lot in. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, give
Mhm.
us another one. What's something
Right.
else that you hear? Yeah, because I'm like, see, that makes sense. That makes sense. But I'm wondering, like, what else are we ignoring? Like, what's another thing?
Even like your sacral, which is like right here.
Uh-huh.
Not your sacral, sorry. Your solar plexus.
Okay.
That is all with like manifesting, and if you don't have that, that's balanced. You'll start having like stomach pains, and that's when, yeah, that's where you have
I
like
know.
there's issues that you're like, oh wait, that doesn't feel right, and that means that it's not balanced, and
Okay.
then that's those people that have those issues like that it's even harder for them to manifest.
Bitch.
I was just
You need to work
hungry.
on-
I was hungry, okay? I think that's what that stomach pain was, okay?
All right.
So yeah, your body kind of tells you what you need to do.
Oh.
There's always like YouTube videos where you could just do like a 10-minute meditation to like balance all your chakras. You could go to a Reiki master. They could do that. I do Reiki as well.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be doing distant Reiki soon because I'm going to become like
What's distant Reiki? What's the difference?
so I don't have to do it within, like I don't physically have to do it. I don't physically have to do it. So we could just kind of connect, make an appointment at one time, and then I could just like align all your chakras.
Oh, wow.
And it's
that's
good with
wild.
energy work. So energy work is just pretty much like if you have an illness or something that just needs to kind of, even if you want to like, if you're having anxiety, anything, the energy just kind of goes through you. Yeah.
Yes.
And it helps you.
Girl, everyone, anxiety through the roof. Yes. So I know you definitely mentioned a lot of like meditating. What are other things that people can kind of like look into just for just staying grounded? I feel like everyone's always so stressed out and so like, go. Just meditating for sure to decompress and
Or taking off your shoes. That's like the easiest thing.
Really? Taking off the shoes.
Just take off your shoes, go outside, and touch the ground. And that
I've heard
will
that
ground
before,
you.
too.
Yeah.
I heard that
Really?
before, too.
Really? Wow. Okay.
And that helps so much.
Is that
helps-
why in certain cultures too, like some people believe in like not bringing in like your shoes into the home because it's like also being more like, just grounded, more maybe like
I'm not sure
Not-
with that.
I think that's just not to get the
Dirty?
house dirty.
Yeah.
also, because if you think about it, though, your shoes are everywhere,
Everywhere.
outside.
You don't
That's
want to
also
bring that
collecting-
energy inside
That's
the
why
house. I
I'm
feel
kind of
you.
thinking
Okay.
to some degree, yes, it's a cleanliness thing, but it's also that. Like, you're
Yeah.
bringing all that in with you.
That
I'm not
makes
going to
sense.
lie. Like, my little thing is, it might sound silly, but it's like before I enter my home, I kind of just decompress for a little bit in the car, just kind of let that out because
do
I'm
that
like,
too.
I don't want to bring whatever my day took on. I don't want to bring that into my home. So I'm like, I just need to real quick and then just walk on in. And it's like, all right, cool. That's my own little mini get the vibes right.
Yeah, and that's what I do too. I take off my shoes. That's like the first thing I'm like, oh, I can't have shoes on.
Yeah.
And then I just go in the shower and then just do like a cleansing shower. So when you're having like a really bad day, just go
Yeah.
in the shower and just like feel that the water is just cleansing all that energy away and it's like
Yeah.
coming out and it's going into the drain.
Oh, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How do
I
you
like
feel
that.
about sound baths?
Oh, I love
yes.
sauna.
I've heard of those and I'm like, I want to get into that. I would love to attend one.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds nice.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you could go to one, I would do it.
Do you know when the next one is, or like what events or places usually?
I
do
follow a
those?
few girls. I don't know their names, but
Okay.
there's a lot of community people
Yeah.
that do that. Even, I mean, you don't even have to spend a lot of money if you don't want to because they're extremely expensive.
Yeah,
you could just
I
go
heard.
on
Are they?
YouTube.
Oh, wow.
Some are very expensive. But it's just, honestly, it's just a sound bath.
But
You
I
could
heard
just-
it's really worth it.
It's
though.
worth it.
Like, you
Oh,
feel
absolutely.
a lot
Yeah.
less
Ooh.
stress and a lot's like left.
Well, let's explain
there.
for the people that don't know what a sound bath, what it is.
I can't explain that. Maybe you can.
So it's just pretty much working with, I don't know too much about that. It's just working with, it's just a singing bowl. And then it's just the,
Wouldn't you say kind of almost like the sound vibrations in a
Yeah,
sense?
there
It's
you
kind
go.
of like a
Cleanses.
therapy session, healing, just
and
know.
you go through, that's pretty much it. And then that's also a meditation that they take you in.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice.
So honestly, it just comes back to just you.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter that when you attend those events that there's other people, other energies, anything like
No.
that.
Gotta learn how to block that too, like, and just
That's
focus
part of it.
on you, and like pay attention of what
Yeah.
like the sounds and stuff, and just focus on you and your meditation, and like
Okay.
block out all the other energies around you.
And
That's
I
how
also
feel.
think, yeah, it's also positive because if you imagine there's like 50 or 100 people that are in the same room doing the same thing, imagine the energy shift. It's going to be so much higher. So you're all collecting that energy and you're
That
just
good
kind of feeling
energy.
off of each other. And then as long as you work with a good, like a person that knows what they're doing, I would say just go online, go on Instagram and see who you connect with
Yeah.
and go with that. Because the person that might work for me
Won't
won't work for you.
Makes
Yeah.
sense. No, it makes sense. Yeah. Same I would say even like for you, like even though this is what you're doing as a profession, like do you have someone that then you go to for your own like needs like that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Right? And
Yeah.
it's like kind of same thing. You're like, look, there's only one particular person I trust for this and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And especially with readings, I
Yeah.
feel with me, the ego kind of gets in the way. And I'm like, wait, it could be this, but it's really not. And so I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, but Spirit is saying it's this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. But when I go to my reader, they're like, Mayra, no.
Girl.
You're doing something wrong. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my God, no.
Yeah.
So it's so much easier. Always a reader has another reader
Mm.
to connect with.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Oh, yeah. Sorry. But so I know that you also mentioned that like your siblings that they're also very intuitive. Have they gotten into like tarot as well?
Oh, no.
No.
No, they have anxiety. They would freak out. Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
Isn't that crazy though? Like how some people have certain gifts and then there's others like for instance yourself that you kind of picked up a couple of them and everything.
Yeah. And I also feel that people that have anxiety is because they can't, they're very intuitive
Mhm.
and some are empaths. So they don't know how to kind of distance themselves from that energy and kind of say, oh, wait, this is not me. It's someone else's energy that I'm feeling.
Yeah.
So that's where I feel like a lot of people that have anxiety, like I dealt with a lot of depression, but it's because I didn't know how to deal with that.
Ah. That's okay. So I know that for us, like on the show, we've definitely discussed depression. Do you think that there's anything that you could pass on to someone else to kind of help them with that as well?
Honestly, yeah, just okay, so I do meditations, and then I became vegan. And after I did that, my whole energy changed. Because if you think about it, if you're an empath, right? You're an empath and you're absorbing everyone's energy, and then you eat meat, and then what did that animal suffer? You're eating that, and that's what depression is. And after that, I've been really good. I haven't had an episode or anything like that. Thank God.
Good for you. Yes, congrats. That's amazing. That's really, really good.
And then just meditating and taking care of yourself. So it's all about self-care. Like sometimes, like I would put myself in situations where I wasn't comfortable, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna do it for my friends or whatever. And now I'm like, you know what? I prefer to be a flake, and I'm good, and I'm at home, and I'm feeling good, and I'm taking care of myself and my needs than being out and being with people that are not even meant to be in my energy.
You make you happy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that helps.
Good. Yeah, putting yourself first, and it's okay. Don't you think that? I kind of feel like society tells us to not, like it's narcissistic to focus on yourself and to not be more giving, but no, it's like self-care. You have to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
You have to make sure you first.
Absolutely. And it's just like pouring from an empty cup.
I was literally gonna say that. Literally. Yes. It's like, how can I give to you when I have nothing right now? Like you do need to take some moments sometimes for yourself.
Yeah, and that helps out.
That's good. Yeah, absolutely. I love it. So many good tips for you guys. Like, I hope that you guys are feeling the good vibes and the good energy from today's session, because I feel like you're giving us a lot of good information for everybody.
Thank you.
Definitely. Now, I was gonna ask, how do you manage to have all of these beautiful gifts and to not go crazy using them? Because I feel like I would waste my day away. Like, let's make sure this person's good. Let me check on them. Let me make sure. Like, how do you not do that? You're just like, no, it's too much.
Yeah, I just like shut it down. Yeah, I just try not to think about it. I know that's like hard because sometimes like I'm a psychic medium. So sometimes I'm like, wait, I hear this. And I'm like, no, not today. Not right now. I don't want to deal with it. Yeah. So I just kind of like block myself, and I'm just like, okay, now I'm ready to hear what I need to hear.
Right.
And then that's where I just kind of go in, and then within meditation, then I just talk. And then after that, I'm like, all right, I'm good. And I'm just going to let it go. Sometimes, I will have messages. I'm like, hey, what happened to this? But it's not going to be so much in someone's space. Because like I said, I try not to, connect with people that I shouldn't. So I don't do that.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard, but
I was gonna say, have you ever received a message at a really inappropriate time where you're just like, not right now? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, or like I'll see like weird shadows. I'm like, no, I can't. Yeah.
Like, what is it? Like, they just want to talk to you? Is it almost like, I know this is probably annoying, but it's like, what's the movie, like Ghost?
Yes.
Like, when Whoopi Goldberg is like, yo, like, I'm over here trying to do this.
Like, this is so funny, and I this is like such a funny story, and such a Virgo and such a guy. I was at the hospital, right? Because I was sick, and I was at the hospital, and they were giving me like pain medication. So like my guards were down, and I'm just like laying there, and my boyfriend's right next to me, and I'm just like, wait. Like, I felt like someone was next to us, and I was like, wait, there's the guy. Like, I was about to like give him the whole thing because he was connecting with me, and I was like, there's the guy, and he passed. And then that's how it starts, right? And then my boyfriend's like, well, yeah, this is a hospital. And I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. So that
was it one of those, like, for a moment you kind of forgot, you're like, I am here and I am too open for all of this. Yeah. Oh my God.
Because my guards were so down because of the pain medication. And I was like,
but what was it? So like, was the guy trying to talk through you, or he just happened to be there, so it was just kind of like a, hey, I'm so and so, nice to meet you?
Yeah,
like,
I think they just wanted to talk. Like, sometimes, like, once I think I told you about this. I was in my studio, and this is when I was living by myself.
Oh, yeah, not by yourself.
Yeah. And I was just there, and I was like giving my cats food, and then when I look, I felt like I saw this guy, and I felt him. Girl, so I
haven't
jumped.
I even girl, yes, go on.
So then I jumped, and I was like, wait. And then I was like, wait a minute, I live by myself, so it kind of scared me. And I was like, wait a minute. Yeah.
You had to separate the two. You're like, look, okay, it yes, it's real, but not physically here. Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, don't scare me, especially not like that. So you have to be aware,
create
and
the boundaries and stuff like that. How do you feel about the people, like, like I said, I mean, culturally for us, we're very open to that stuff. So I know how to kind of handle certain situations. But what do you feel like for people that are like, no, it just doesn't exist and I'm just not going to acknowledge it. And if you don't acknowledge it, then it's not real. Because I know how I feel about those people, but how do you take those people?
Well, I don't know. I just laugh. I mean, not to be mean.
No. Because I'm kind of like that too. It's kind of like if you don't think the boogeyman's there, like it's there and it's not as bad as you think.
It's not bad,
right?
It's
That's
just
yeah.
So you have to acknowledge it.
So
Yeah.
it's just me then.
Girl, I
be
told
getting
you.
so scared. I get so
No.
scared. I'm like, no.
I don't know about you, but for me, the way I was kind of raised up on this stuff is just kind of like, as long as you know who you are, your intentions, you know what I mean, your limits and stuff like that, you can communicate and you can just, how she was saying, create that boundary and just, you don't have to go too far with it. Just,
Yeah. And you could just tell them to leave you alone. Just say, I don't want to, just leave me alone, have some stones. Yeah. And then what I did too with that, because, you know, I was like, okay, what am I going to do? Live in the middle of a city in an apartment complex, you know? So just do grids where you could get like the crystals, you know, and do grids around each corner of your room and just say, this is my safe space and no one could come in here and no one could connect with me while I'm sleeping. Yeah. And that completely changed right when I did that too.
I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have to try that.
Yes, please. But I just want to thank you very much for coming on today's episode of the podcast. It was a very lovely experience, and thank you for passing on those messages, even though some of them were a little too personal for these people. But fine, it's the family here. We're good. We're open to it, you know. But please let them know one more time where they can find you and where they could book a session with you.
Definitely. So you could connect with me on my website. It's www.itsbeyondthemoon.com. And on Instagram at itsbeyondthemoon.com.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, It's Beyond the Moon.
And then for Miss Ginnie Mae, where can the good people find you?
You can find me on my personal page at Ginnie Mae Trias, and then also be sure to add my business page. It will be milkandhoney.bikinis. There's going to be some cute bikinis coming up soon.
Hey. And I'm your host, Miss Bobbi Dean. Make sure to follow me on there and our podcast, please, Bobbi's World. Make sure to follow our crew, ODIN'S Creation, Mr. Huck. We're going to tag him in here. And then our beautiful makeup provided by Miss Reese Pooh. Yes. And thank you once again to our lovely guest today, Mayra from It's Beyond the Moon. Make sure to check her out, guys, and tune in next week for a new episode. Everybody, I'm Bobbi Dean, the host of Bobbi's World, the podcast that can be found on Spotify, Instagram, YouTube, SoundCloud, and iTunes. If you want to be featured on the podcast, you would get a virtual shout out and you can promote your business or your personal page, whatever you like. If this interests you and you want to reach over 100K followers online, feel free to contact me via DM or even via email, and let's talk business.